Here, and I want to basically give you guys a US 30 trading strategy that has worked. Well, not really a trading strategy, it's more of a tip that I think will help boost your trading, whether you trade supply and demand, smart money concepts, regular Forex, SMC, fair value gaps, things like that. So, the first thing I want to enter or suggest is always pay attention to the news, because when you're trading a pair, an asset, whether you're trading futures or forex, the news affects the market because each candlestick represents a different amount of capital in the market, because all these candlesticks you're looking at on my screen represents capital, and it takes money to move the market. So the ones that have the most money, we call them smart money. That's why people say I trade smart money concepts. Smart money refers in the forex market and also in the futures market, technically, um, the banks and institutions. The banks have more control of the forex market, and institutions do as well. But for US 30, a lot of institutions and a lot of economics affect the US 30, because institutions also trade in the markets as well, because they trade with millions and millions of dollars worth of, sorry about that, of capital. And when they trade with millions of dollars worth of capital, it makes the market move. And when it does that, we can actually see on the chart visual supply and demand. So if they're buying an asset, whether who knows, all we need to know is when smart money is buying an asset, it causes volume and volatility. So that's why we have things like economic calendars on Forex Factory, like on this site. All these events on this site, the ones that are most important are the two highlighted red ones: 8:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. And the reason these are most important is because these are the most volatile, and this is going to move the market the most. So it's an economic calendar letting you know of economic events to keep you aware of things that are going to be affecting the market, because these fuel the market because of the capital, policy shifts, things like that. And it's really important for your trading, and it's a good or bad thing based on how you trade. For me, I trade with the news, so I trade smart money. So that means I'm trading with the ones who have the most capital in the market, because the ones that have the most capital in the market are the ones that move the market. Because the market doesn't move at all without capital. Like you see here, this long-term bullish trend, this wouldn't be here if there wasn't any capital, right? So that's important. So right now, as you can see here, if I turn on the volume chart, the arrow that you see on my screen, this top arrow, this candlestick that I'm pointing to now, that top candlestick represents supply. So that top candlestick is actually where I have my box here, and that represents supply. So that's my supply zone. That's where price was expensive, and that's where prices were falling. So we had more supply than actual demand at that point. Okay, and because of that, price came down and broke this previous structure here and came all the way down here, forming this little support right here, right? And the reason I think it's going to reverse is because of that factor, and the factor that we had starting at this candlestick. If you notice at the bottom of the screen, the volume chart shows that the volume has been expanding and increasing in momentum, showing you how strong the trend is. And mind you, we're on the weekly chart, because I use the weekly and daily for the US 30 time frame, because I used to use the 4-hour structure for US 30 if you guys use that, but I don't use that because it will show me structure that doesn't make sense. So I see a lot clearly when I'm on when I'm on the weekly and then daily time frame, because the weekly and daily time frame will show you supply and demand zones that you can't see on other time frames. And those ones are useful, because if you're trading off of like the 5-minute structure on US 30 or a 5-minute trend line or whatever you guys trade, and you're expecting price to go up, checking the daily and the weekly is a good way to confirm that your trend is actually going in the way you want it to go. Because if you're trading on a short-term time frame and you check the high time frame, it's gonna there's a possibility that you may be entering a fair value gap, a supply zone, demand zone, like we are now. Price is currently at all-time highs, and price can do two things. It can reverse from this supply zone, which is the rectangle box I have highlighted connecting to this candle, or it could break above, right? It could break above this high with the yellow arrow right here. It can break above this high. And so if it breaks above, hold on guys, if it breaks above that high, then we're going to have some new demand in the market. We're going to have a new trend. And that's going to reveal to us bullish price action. And so we need actual capital to break break this all-time high. So traders like you and me at home, and also institutions, traders with a lot of capital, with millions of dollars, it takes us collectively to move this. And really, it takes the institutions more because they have more capital, and the markets move more the more money you have. And so, yeah, so it really depends on whether or not retail traders like me and you, that's what retail trader means. Retail trader means traders that are sitting at home, just regular everyday trader with not a lot of capital, are sitting at home waiting for price to come and actually break out of this high. And because of that, um, they may, or they might even pay attention to that. They just may see that, oh, everything's up on US 30, everything's green, so I'm looking to buy, and then that may push price to break all-time highs, which is here. And when that happens, because it breaks, that's going to be on the news. You're going to see that everywhere in the article. Oh, US 30, a new all-time high, 45,000, blah, 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 46,000. And people are going to they're going to have FOMO. So they're going to have FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. And when they have fear of missing out, they tend to buy at the wrong time because of their fear. And that leads them to make uneducated biases in the market, which cause investors to lose money. And so when you're trading US 30, use the daily time frame and the weekly time frame to have a better trend bias. And from there, you can actually then, once you have your bias, go on the 5-minute to 15-minute time frame, which is the time frames I use, guys, when I'm trading, my exact time frames for US 30. And you can go and see what's going to happen. So right now, we can see on US 30 that price is currently bullish. Because if we zoom all the way out, and if you know my rule, if you watch my YouTube channel, when you zoom all the way out, it reveals to you the full relevant trend. Because when you zoom in, we only see we see the highs and lows right there on the screen. But when you actually zoom out, you can see the relevant highs and lows. So if we go on the 15-minute market structure and we zoom all the way out, so zoom all the way out with your mouse until TradingView can't anymore, right? And you can see here to the left of the screen that you're looking at right here, I'm drawing that red arrow. This is our trend. And currently, the most relevant pieces of market structure I will circle for you. So our current high is here where we're at live. That's live price action. And our current low is here. Our current all-time low is here. And if you notice, if you look all the way to the right now, our current all-time low is, actually no, stay here. If you look all the way to the right, where we have our all-time low, where price rose from, which is here, right, where the red circle, the bottom red circle, this represents the demand, where price started. And that price was at 43,975, around the 70. And then price had all this price action, it had all this movement going up, all this impulse, right? And then our current live price level is 44,000. So we went from 43,000 to 44,000, and that was on US 30. So right? So if I'm buying something and the trend is in fact bullish and I did want to buy, I wouldn't buy now because price is at a high, right? I would rather wait till price comes down and fills the equilibrium of price, which means the balance of price, where prices are balanced, neither cheap or expensive. So if I'm buying something, you want to buy either at a low price or a neither expensive or cheap price, mid-range. And that's the only rule to buy when you're a buyer. You need to buy mid-range or low. So if I want to do that, I want US 30 to actually come down and wait for some bearish price action, especially because we're at a fair value gap on a higher time frame like I showed you guys earlier. This rectangular box that the arrow is pointing to, this rectangular box that we're in represents the high time frame weekly fair value gap. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, you can watch my other videos, or you can think of it as a supply zone if you're trading other concepts. But to me, it looks like there's a possibility, like I said, of our current blue candle, which is here, our bullish candle, it's a possibility for us to break all-time highs. And when it breaks all-time highs, I'm going to expect it to go down before going back up. And if it doesn't, I'm going to expect a reversal. So either way, I win because I have a system in place and a methodology and a way for me to identify when and where I am supposed to enter the market correctly and concisely. So, yeah, guys, if you guys need any more help, I just wanted to share these tips. If you guys need any more help, feel free to join my free Discord. It's free. No money at all to join the free Discord. where you can connect with like-minded traders that trade all types of strategies, ask questions for me, other traders, connect, hang out, be around people that do the same thing as you and believe in you. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. So, oh, and some of you have been asking about my new ebook. I've been making that. Um, it's pretty much done. If you guys probably don't care about that, the new people watching this, but the people that have actually been on my channel, um, here's my basic new ebook. Here's the new, well, it's not really ebook. It's more of a strategy confirmation checklist guide. So here's my guide, and basically, um, I just made it and it came out last week. And if you guys are a trader and you are failing to find setups consistently, let's say you're a trader and you're like, okay, well, I do have a strategy that I use, but it's not consistent. And if you're not going in the market every single week doing the same exact thing mechanically, then you're not going to be a profitable trader, because your profitability determines on your mind. It's determined on by your mindset and your strategy. And your strategy is a system that you've set in place that you need to show up every single week and do that system over and over again to keep winning the profits. And in my ebook, I explain what smart money is in depth, what it is, the basics, and then after that, I give you my actual step-by-step strategy that I literally use every single week. And it's simple. I don't use indicators or anything like that. If you guys are interested in that, it's in the bio. It's right here. My ebook's there. Yeah. Feel free to ask me questions. Again, I have a free Discord. It's free. Join it. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys found value at this video. Comment below where you're at in your Forex journey or your futures journey. A good time to trade US 30, again, is 8. So I get on the charts depending where I trade. When I'm trading US 30, 8 a.m. to 9:30 or 9 is usually when the best time is to trade US 30. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. And peace.